So the themes have been revealed for ArtFight, and there's about 7 days until the event starts. Recently, it was revealed that the theme is going to be fossils versus crystals. I decided to go with Team Crystals because it seems really cool, and I like the color pink. Also, I like crystals. Anyway, if you don't know what ArtFight is, it's basically an art rating game that takes place over the month of July on the website artfight.net. There are plenty of helpful tutorials out there, including one I've made previously, so here's gonna be some other things that I didn't mention in the previous video. Firstly, you can already select your team even though the event hasn't started yet. You can do this by going to your profile on the website, clicking the triangle near your profile, and going to Team Settings. Since the event hasn't started yet, you're able to choose your own team. If the event has already started, you're going to be put on a random team. However, you do have the option to switch. That will just give you the trainer badge instead of the loyalty badge at the end of the event. And another thing you want to keep in mind is that you need to save ref sheets of characters you plan on drawing before the event starts. The site is very well known to crash during the first few days, so if that does happen, that's perfectly normal. That just means you won't be able to access your bookmarks or anything on the site. If you already have the references downloaded onto your phone or computer, then you can already start drawing characters when the event starts and you don't have to wait for the website to come back. If you have enough time and you feel motivated to do so, you can make a theme template for your profile. You can download the template from the site, although I've heard that there are better quality versions of the template on Toy House, I'm pretty sure, but I don't have a Toy House, so I would not know that. So I just used it on the website, and then you download it from the website and then put it into your art program. I started with the template from last year for my thing since I wanted to start working on it before the themes were revealed. But I waited to check some stuff off and draw my Sona in there just to make sure everything was okay. It's the same template, just different colors, so it doesn't really matter too much. On your template, what you want to put is your username, characters, and what you plan on drawing throughout the event. I drew all of the stuff here, but you can just reuse old thumbnails or pictures that you already have of your characters. I'll show you what the template looks like right now. So here's my template. It just has all my characters, which I drew beforehand, so they may be a little old. And then I have my username, the stuff I plan on drawing, whether I do Friendly Fire Revenges, and also an updated version of my Sona to theme in with Team Crystals. You don't have to do that part, but I just did it because it's fun. A lot of people either put those templates in their profiles or in the comments on the news posts in the hopes that people will see them and hopefully attack their characters. What you're gonna want to do in order to have it so that way your profile can have this template is you're first gonna want to convert the image into a link. I use the website FileGarden to do this, but anything that converts an image into a link will work just fine. And then what you're going to want to do is go to edit your profile or submit a comment. You can click the picture looking icon and then insert the URL. You can also change the dimensions of the picture if you want it to be larger or smaller than what the actual image was. Speaking of profiles, you can add pretty much whatever you want on them. I included my team card, basic outlines of my major C stories, a random character button, and any characters that I added after 2024, since none of them would have any attacks yet because they were added after the last event. Also, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people asking how I did it, but for the random character button on my profile, the way I got it to work is I went onto this website called Universal Sig Rotator. I copied all the links of the characters I wanted to be included on the button in there. I submitted it. I got the link for the Universal Sig Rotator. I inserted the image for the button and then did it so that the link would be attached to the button. I can do a more detailed tutorial if you guys want on that, but I was not the one who came up with that. I completely forgot who did, but Yeah, that was not my idea. I just looked up how to make a random character button on ArtFight since I found out that was possible, and you can do the same if you want to. And don't worry about theming your profile about the character or about the teams, because you don't have to theme your characters, your profile, or even your attacks after your team at all. The teams are just a thing for fun. You don't really need to do too much with them. They don't really matter too much. The only thing that it does change is that the teams will have like different amounts of points. Whichever team has the most points at the end of the event wins, but they don't really win anything. And also, if you attack someone on the same team as you will receive less points. In the past, you only received 20% of the points that you would have gotten otherwise. And I heard before you didn't even get attacks for friendly fires. But this year, it's going to actually increase all the way to receiving 75% of the points. So that is going to be great. Another new thing is the addition of a direct attack button on character profiles. On screen, I currently have a picture of how that would look. It's right next to the bookmark button, and it's on the character's page. Now, when you use this button, I assume what's going to happen is it's going to fill out stuff such as the character ID and the owner of the character, some stuff that you used to have to manually fill out. You probably could still manually fill it out when you submit an attack, but this just makes it a little bit easier, which is going to be really nice. Now, I do need to mention something a lot less nice, but even though there's always the possibility of it happening, not everyone is gonna draw your characters just because you draw theirs. Sometimes people have too many defenses in order to avenge everyone, or they may be dealing with real-life problems. It may seem obvious, but don't harass people. I thankfully haven't seen anybody do this, but I've heard it happens. So just draw the characters you like rather than the ones you think will get you revenges. Also, the ref sheet speed paints in the background. If you're new to the event and see these speed paints and are thinking that you're not going to be able to finish this many a bunch of ref sheets in time for the event, that's perfectly fine. You don't even need a ref sheet of your character. All you really need is an image where the character's design and colors are clear to other people. So, preferably if you have an unshaded full body of them, that would be nice, but if you don't, just provide what image you have. Don't let it hold you back from doing the event. So, that's gonna be, like I said last time, if you're new to the event and need some targets, check out me and my friends. You can search for profiles by taking the URL of your profile and replacing your username with the user you're searching for. My username is WorldofV2, and be sure to check out my friends/mutuals, PhoebePheebsPhibs, Gwendoll Morte, and JustaDuc. Also, my brother's user is Blobby543, and he has a Blob King character. So go check him out too. All of these profiles will be linked in the description. Now, if you're a bit on the fence about joining, here's why I like ArtFight to help convince you to join. Firstly, there are so many cool characters and stories out there that you would otherwise never discover. You can find so many projects you'd be interested in the future, all because the person creating it was on ArtFight, and that's how you found them. Secondly, all the drawing you're going to be doing during the event will drastically improve your skills as an artist. It's even better if you have a specific skill you want to improve on. For example, this year I want to improve on backgrounds and diverse body types. Now, I do have characters with various body types, but I could use the extra practice, since in prior years it was not clear that they have diverse body types, and some people drew them in different body types. I would not blame them at all for that, because it was not clear in the ref sheets in prior years. But now I think it's a bit more clear, and I hope that it's more clear in the future. Also, I'm just really bad at backgrounds, so I need to practice with that. Lastly, there's the obvious benefit of having a chance for someone to draw your characters. While it's not guaranteed, it's always a possibility. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't super excited every time I got a new ArtFight notification during the event, because whenever I went to my profile and saw I had a notification, I was super excited to see if it was an attack. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. I don't want to do too much before the event. And remember, you cannot start drawing attacks until the event starts. Anyways, comment down below what your username is and what team you're on. I'll see you guys soon. Bye!